When you think you know your favorite NBA players, these shocking secrets will blow your mind. From wild car habits to emotional tragedies, today we uncover 10 unbelievable truths about NBA stars that stunned every fan.
Let's make some noise for that one time.
1. LaMelo Ball's dangerous driving obsession. Alright, let's start with something that sounds straight out of a Fast and Furious script. LaMelo Ball behind the wheel. This dude doesn't just collect luxury cars, he lives for them. Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, you name it, he's probably burned rubber in it. But it's not the cars that shocked fans. It's how he drives them. At just 19, LaMelo was already spotted racing random fans on highways, running red lights, and even drifting around corners like he was filming a movie scene. Clips surfaced online showing him revving engines at stoplights and cutting through traffic like it's a private racetrack. And yet, every time he steps on the court, that same wild energy shows up in his game. Fast, flashy, and unpredictable. It's thrilling and terrifying all at once. Would you risk a $300,000 car to feel that rush? Melo would, and that's what makes him different. 2. Stephen Curry's unfiltered confession.
Which could you not live without for 1 month? Sex, coffee, your phone, or weed?
Sex, for sure.
Okay.
And here's where things take a hilarious kind of awkward turn. Steph Curry, the golden boy of the NBA, family man, and squeaky clean image, once gave fans a moment they never expected. During a quick-fire interview, Curry was asked, if you had to give up your phone, weed, or sex for a month, what would you choose? Without blinking, Steph smiled and said, sex? Nah, I'm keeping that. The internet lost its mind, memes everywhere, headlines calling him the real MVP, most vulnerable player. Fans were shocked because we never see that unfiltered side of him. For once, Curry wasn't the calm, humble superstar. He was just a dude being brutally honest. And honestly, it made people like him more, because behind that perfect smile, he's as real and human as anyone watching this video. 3. LeBron James' one-of-a-kind diamond chain. But let's switch gears to something truly royal. When LeBron James officially became the NBA's all-time leading scorer, the moment was already legendary. But what came next? That made jaws drop. His jeweler Eliante surprised him with a custom diamond chain unlike anything we've ever seen. Every inch of it tells LeBron's story. The chosen one engraving, the jersey number 6 and 23, the 4 championship rings molded in gold, and even a crown centerpiece made from hundreds of diamonds. It wasn't just a chain, it was a wearable documentary of greatness. Fans called it the crown of the king, and honestly it fits, because no player has carried expectations, pressure, and history quite like LeBron, and when he put it on for the first time, cameras caught it. That proud half smile that said, yeah, I earned every bit of this. 4. Aaron Gordon's diss track to the NBA. This one was personal. After the 2020 dunk contest, Aaron Gordon walked off the court, robbed again. He just jumped over a 7'5" taco fall, pulled off one of the cleanest dunks in history, and still lost. The reason? Dwayne Wade's questionable scorecard. Instead of ranting online, Gordon turned his frustration into art. He dropped a diss track called 9 out of 10, directly calling out Wade and the judges.
Looking at your judgment and everyone's wondering. Even Adam Silver told me I deserve to go.
The track hit hard, clever lyrics, smooth flow, and just enough sting to make the NBA take notice. Feel like I should have 2 trophies, he rapped, his voice dripping with frustration and confidence. Fans loved it. It wasn't just a complaint, it was closure, turned into rhythm. That moment showed Gordon wasn't just a dunker, he was an artist, ready to turn pain into poetry and let the world know you can't cage creativity. 5. James Harden was rarely born.
Mom give you when you were born?
She didn't give me a nickname.
Lucky.
She had a series of miscarriages.
I never knew that. Manya Willis is just a strong-minded human being.
Some stories remind you that life itself is a miracle. James Harden's mom once revealed she'd suffered multiple miscarriages before giving birth to him. When he finally arrived, healthy and crying, she called him lucky. Harden didn't know this story until later in life. During an emotional interview, he said it hit him hard, realizing how close he came to never existing at all. Suddenly, his career, his records, and his MVP trophies, they all meant more. For fans, the story humanized him. Beneath the beard and the stepbacks was someone born out of sheer hope. It wasn't luck, it was destiny. And every time Harden steps onto the court, his mother's miracle lives with him. 6. Karl Anthony Towns near-death car crash.
Accident could have went, I would say, I had 5% a chance of making it out alive. I hit the 5% mark, and then I'll say 4% was to be seriously injured, and 1% was to be minorly injured, and I came out in the 1%, so it's not bad. Nah, it happened too quick. I didn't know what the hell hit me, so I was kind of like confused, but...
Karl Anthony Towns has struggled a lot in life, but nothing came closer to ending it all than the crash. In 2019, he was driving when a semi-truck suddenly slammed into his vehicle. Both cars were totaled, and doctors later told him he had just a 5% chance of surviving. It shook him to his core. The usually calm and composed Towns admitted he saw his life flash before his eyes. But just weeks later, there he was, back in the gym, smiling, laughing, and ready to play again. Fans couldn't believe it. He even joked about it later, saying, "Guess God wasn't done with me yet." That kind of resilience isn't taught, it's alive. For KAT, basketball wasn't just a job anymore, it was a second chance. 7. Giannis versus the ladder, the weirdest NBA beef ever.
Let him shoot! Get this! Yo! Oh!
Now it's hilarious and unforgettable. After one of his worst free throw nights, Giannis Antetokounmpo decided to stay back in the arena to get some extra shots in. But just as he was warming up, arena workers rolled out a giant ladder to start post-game cleanup. Giannis politely asked them to move it. They didn't, so he walked over and shoved the ladder aside to keep practicing. The moment instantly went viral, not because he was angry, but because it looked like Giannis had officially started beef with a ladder. Fans memed it to death, calling it the greatest rivalry since Jordan versus the Pistons. But behind the laughs, it showed something real: Giannis's insane competitiveness. The man hates losing so much that he'll literally go one-on-one with maintenance equipment to improve. 8. John Wall's darkest battle with depression.
Now needs surgery for a ruptured Achilles. This is just heartbreaking. I mean, no matter how you feel about the Washington Wizards, no matter how you feel about John, this is just...
And now the most emotional story on this list. At one point, John Wall was unstoppable, a 5-time All-Star, a hometown hero in Washington. But everything changed when injuries piled up. Then his mom got sick. His grandmother passed soon after. He felt the walls closing in. In a brutally honest interview, Wall admitted he had considered ending his life. "I wanted to kill myself," he said quietly. Those words stunned fans. Behind the fame, the contracts, and the highlight reels was a man drowning in grief and pain. He finally sought therapy, leaned on close friends, and started speaking out about mental health in sports, something rarely talked about in the NBA. That openness turned him into more than a player. He became a voice of hope for people fighting their own invisible battles. When John Wall said, "I'm still here for a reason," millions felt that. It wasn't just courage, it was survival. 9. Kevin Durant admits he smokes and loves it. You've seen Kevin Durant torch defenders, but here's something that burned up the internet. KD once casually admitted during an interview that he was high at that very moment. No joke. He compared smoking weed to having a glass of wine. Something normal, something that calms him down.
I'm doing all right. You doing good? Yeah. I got you. Uh-oh, dropping the weed. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
For years, fans speculated about his chill demeanor and laid-back vibe. This confession made sense, but what made it bigger was KD's openness. Instead of hiding it, he used his platform to destigmatize it, saying it helps him clear his mind, not cloud it. Reactions were split. Some fans laughed, others respected his honesty. But love him or not, Durant proved one thing: even the NBA's most unstoppable scorers need peace off the court. 10. Chris Paul's tragic motivation for greatness.
I felt my granddad was my biggest fan. He just made me feel different.
The very next day, November 15th, Chris was at a high school football game when a cousin told him shocking news. His grandfather had been found murdered. Chris seized on a plan to honor his grandfather in his next game by scoring 1 point for every year of his grandfather's life, all 61 of them.
Some games mean more than just a win. They carry a lifetime of emotion. For Chris Paul, his legendary 61-point high school game wasn't about stats, glory, or records. It was about love and loss. Just days before that game, Paul's grandfather, the man who taught him everything about hard work and humility, was brutally murdered. The pain was unbearable, so Chris made a vow. He'd score 1 point for every year his grandfather lived, 61 in total. That night, he was unstoppable. Every shot, every drive, every free throw felt like a conversation with the man he'd lost. When he hit 61, Paul burst into tears and left the yard, refusing to score again. It wasn't just a game anymore. It was a tribute, a promise fulfilled. That performance didn't just define his career, it defined his heart. Behind every highlight reel lies a story of struggle, pain, passion, or pure chaos. These NBA stars remind us that fame doesn't stop you from being human. Whether it's redemption, loss, or laughter, it's their moments off the court that truly make them unforgettable. So which story shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe. More untold stories of greatness are coming your way.